So hey y'all, I'm back again. I came back because I ain't been able to get this story out of my mind. Uh Savannah in one of my other lives brought it up to me that I mentioned in another live before that one time I had did the Daytona bike week and she asked me would I tell the story about it. I started it in one of my lives and never went through with the story. I just told a little bit about it. So today I'm gonna start the story off, and it might be in two different situations. So I'm gonna let it be probably like 30 minutes. But anyways, so this is how it started off. My sister-in-law came to me one day and she knew I had just recently moved here. I had recently moved here to Orlando, and when I came here, I was food safe certified because I was a manager previously at a Wendy's before. So she came to me one day and she was like, I met this guy and his name was Don, and we just gonna call him Don in this story right here. But she called me and she was like, I know somebody who they finna get ready to do bike week and we can make a lot of money or whatever, whatever. And it's like it's got to do with food. So you got your food safe certifications and everything. So let's go and do it. I'm down with it. I'm ready to rock and roll, right? So the day come when it's time for us to go and start getting ready to do this bike week. And those of y'all who don't know what bike week, that's mean everybody who ride motorcycles and all of that stuff, they all get together and it's like a big old huge um like a tailgate party or something like that with a whole bunch of people and they motorcycles showing off their motorcycles and stuff there. So okay, we going out there to do this, and so now we in the preparation stage of it. We go to the first thing we gonna do is we gonna ride over to his house, so we gonna start together the things that we need to do this bike week. So now I'm thinking, there's a person, they got their own business and everything, and they about to crank up. They got they own 10 at the bike week and everything. So I'm like, we pulling up to somebody, and I'm thinking they gonna have all of their stuff together. When we pulled up to the house, I'm thinking we probably finna go inside like a storage shed or something like that and get all the tools and stuff that we need to crank this thing off. No, when we pull up out there, we pull up to a yard that looked like a grenade had grown off in the yard. I mean, it was a mess. Everywhere you looked at in the yard, there was like onions, bell peppers, tomatoes, cucumbers, and they were in boxes and stuff, but they were spread out over the yard and they was in various stages of decomposition. So you had good food and bad food mixed in with each other. And the pots that we were supposed to use are also out here in this yard, just like scattered around. When I tell you like it was a mess, I mean it was a mess. So we go out there and we start to collect all of these stuff, but all these pots and the pans and the food, everything out there is nasty and disgusting. So I'm like, wait a minute. And I'm talking to my sister-in-law at this time because she done bought me into this situation. And I'm like, is this the stuff that we supposed to be using out here? She was like, yeah, girl, but we got to clean it up and this, and this. And I was like, well, wait a minute. I said, we got to clean it up. I said, we on the clock already. Hey, Dolly Bear. Thank you very much for that. Yes, please do hit the like when you come in. So I was like, we got to do all this. I say, is we getting paid for today for getting this preparation and stuff together? And she was like, yeah, we getting paid today. So we didn't collect, like, this too much stuff to be over somebody's house and trying to get it all clean. So it was just like, no, this stuff really, really need to be clean. So we going to load it all up and we going to bring it with us home with us and we going to clean it at our house. Now, these pots and pans and stuff was so dirty. We actually had to use sand to blast all the nastiness off of these pots. So okay, truth be told, we paid somebody who was looking for some money, and those who know we paid somebody who looking for money to scrub all of the pans and stuff with the sanding situation, and then we took over after that point. So now we got the pots and stuff, and we cleaning them up and everything. Next, now we don't know that the food that we about to serve to these people, we got to gather it up out of this food that's sitting here. Some of it is rotten, got maggots and all of that kind of stuff crawling in it. Everything. Jalapeno peppers, bell peppers, onions, corn. I mean, you name it. It was like he found like a place that maybe they was getting rid of the last of the vegetables and fruit and stuff they had. And he just had it scattered along his yard. Well, we got to dig through this stuff, and we got to find the things that are still salvageable. And I'm like, still scratching my head. But okay, for me, this wasn't enough just yet to throw up all the red flags that this about to go real, real wrong. But it should have been a red flag for me that this was about to go real wrong. So we dig through this stuff or whatever, and we get all of the good things from out of there and throw everything else in the garbage, only for him to come back and go back through the stuff again to check and see if we got all of the good stuff out of it. He was still pulling stuff from out of it. Very disgusting. But anyway, so we left his house or whatever and went on about our business, getting the pots and pans and stuff together. Then come to this day, I find out he don't got no food certifications or none of this stuff to be clean and everything. And so like we pull up to this place and I'm like, well, where is like the water and stuff? Like we supposed to keep our hands clean and all of that there stuff or whatever. So in his yard, he had this little thing where you can put like a fire up under it, and you can hook a water hose to it, but it run through it and it'll sit in this one little thing that'll heat the water so you'll have hot running water or whatever. So I was like, cool, we gonna have hot water. That's even better. Only for me to find out later when we go to set up the tent and everything to get our stuff situated, only to hear the guy say to us, well, we ain't gonna really use this thing because we'll have to pay for propane to keep the fire going up and to keep the water hot or whatever. He said, we just gonna put this up here today so that when the inspector come, we can pass inspection. But we ain't gonna use this. We just gonna use cold water. And I'm like, oh Lord, here we go. So now we get past those days and we get everything set up and going. Now the first day we get there and get open, we get like maybe 5 biker women that come by our stand to eat breakfast. So some kind of way the 5 women got split up. 2 of them came up there and got breakfast, and I fixed their breakfast for them. Everything worked out good for they breakfast. But then the other 3 ladies ended up coming back, and then they came up and ordered their food when they came back. And I hope you all know that when you go to places like Bike Week and all of that stuff like that, the fair, the circus, all that stuff, the food is like 2 times higher than what you can get it out of here. So you paying good money for this type stuff. So anyways, the other 3 ladies come up there to order the same breakfast that the other 2 ladies that ordered that I made their breakfast for. Except for the man that set this thing up he's going to fix these other 3 ladies' breakfast. Hey, Miss Coffee, he going to fix these other 3 ladies' breakfast. So he fixed these 3 ladies' breakfast and he made their pancakes, but he trying to be so cheap that he poured a whole bunch of water into it. And he was like, you got to stretch this. You got to stretch this out. We have to make money off of this. Come on, y'all. Y'all know. Y'all done went to the store and bought a box of pancake mix, and pancake mix is not that expensive. I mean, he was using the cheap stuff already anyways. So he went to adding water to it. And of course, when he made those people pancakes, the pancakes came out this thin and flat. And they was also like a heavier type pancake or something. I don't know. Maybe y'all understand what I'm saying. If you put too much liquid in it, then it don't turn out right. So those 3 ladies took their plate back to the table and they complained to the lady, hey, Joshua, those 3 ladies went back to the table and showed the other 2 ladies what they got for breakfast, and they instantly started a debate at the table about look what our breakfast look like and look what your breakfast look like. They told them, the three ladies, to come back up there and complain. So the three ladies come back up there and complain. Don't got she looking at her one plate. And the lady that's sitting at the table, the two ladies already sitting there, they tell them, ask for that girl right there to make your breakfast for you. So they come back up there. Um, can I get her to make my breakfast? And he was like, he gonna come and tap me on my shoulder, say, hey, those ladies over there, um, they had a conversation at the table. But anyways, the ladies came back up there and said that they didn't like their breakfast or whatever. And then the boss came to me and he was like, those ladies over there want you to make their breakfast, but you have to thin the pancake mix. I say, listen, if these ladies waiting on me to make their breakfast for them and they didn't like what you made for them, I'm not finna make their pancakes in the same way that you made their pancakes. I'm gonna have to do them the right way. I was like, you clearly have to see, you just made 3 orders of pancakes and they throwed all 3 of them away. And I was like, you want to waste some more money? So anyways, he was so greedy with whatever he was doing. But anyways, I ended up making the ladies pancakes and they went out and sat down and had themselves a good time. Well, those 5 ladies ended up telling other people, if you go and order food from up there, ask for that lady over there to make your food. So he was annoyed. So at that point, he started to say to me, well, let me just move out the way and let you make all the food or whatever. And I say, fine and dandy. I was cool with that. I didn't want him in my section because he is dirty. So the next thing, breakfast is getting ready to end. And we getting ready to pull out the lunch things now. You know, they have stuff like the turkey legs and all of that kind of stuff. Well, we go to the refrigerator and he swung the refrigerator open. Now, he the one put the groceries inside the refrigerator. But remember, we had a place like the fairgrounds or whatever like that. So when he go to swing that refrigerator open, lo and behold, he done went in the refrigerator. And you know, you can buy a big pack of cheese, the big pack of sliced cheese they're not singles or whatever. They like together, but they slices of cheese. Inside of the refrigerator where you're supposed to put the butter, on the door of the refrigerator, I guess that's what everybody say supposed to go there. In my opinion, that's like a little shutter door for the butter or whatever. He took the cheese and he split it up in like 3 sections, and he put one part of the cheese in the refrigerator on the door where the butter's supposed to go at, in that little thing. And when he swung the refrigerator open, the butter the cheese came rolling out the refrigerator onto the ground. It was not wrapped in no plastic, no foil. It was not in a container, no anything. It fell out of the refrigerator and rolled over on the ground just like a block would, you know, like one of your children's blocks or whatever. When the cheese rolled over on the ground and I looked at it and I was like, oh my goodness, this is another loss. You're going to have to throw this cheese away. Don came over there and snatched. Now, mind you, I got gloves on picking the cheese up off the ground because I'm working with the food or whatever. Don comes over to me with no gloves on his hands, snatched that cheese out my hand, and he said, ain't nobody see that cheese fall on the ground. You dust that shit off and put it in the refrigerator. His words, not my words. I turn and I look at my sister-in-law and I'm like, if he think I'm going to serve that cheese to anybody, I say he got to be out his mind. She said, don't worry about it. She said, I'll throw it away. When he turned his back. But why are we dealing? And this story is about warning people. Be careful of where you go and get your food from, because people are literally doing these things. I'm telling you from firsthand experience. I'm at Bike Week in Daytona, and this is happening. She said, when he turned his back, I'm going to get the cheese and I'm going to get rid of it or whatever. She's like, we ain't going to serve that to nobody. So I'm like, okay, then these your people, not mine. You invited me here to work for you all, but I ain't going to be serving that to nobody. So anyways, he go over and move about his thing. I go and grab the other cheese that he got put in the refrigerator somewhere else. And because I'm making fajitas or whatever you call it. Anyways, I'm making something like that. So I'm the one in need of the cheese. And so but anyways, we move on to the next thing, and now we had turkey legs on the grill. This another one y'all better watch out for, because I know y'all folks be loving them turkey legs. I be seeing people walk around and you be munching on them turkey legs like I don't know what. Well, I'm finna tell you something about them turkey legs. So we went there and they were smoked turkey legs. And we had them in a roaster. You know, the roasters with the top onto them. You know, they was cooked to the right temperatures. I checked the temperatures on them and everything. Well, that night, because this the first day, that night we get ready to go and I asked him, how do he want me to put the turkey legs away? Do he want me to individually wrap them so then we can sell them already wrapped individually the next day or whatever, but to put them away? He said, ain't no room in the refrigerator and it's already cool outside. So we gonna just leave them. Sorry about that, y'all. I got a slight interruption just then. So he gonna say, we gonna leave them in the roaster and we gonna leave them right here sitting on the table. They'll be all right. Ain't nobody gonna bother with them. I say, but you can't leave food out like that all night long and then you gonna come back and serve it to the people in the morning. He said it'll be all right. It ain't gonna spoil. It ain't gonna spoil by the end. If I'm lying, I'm flying. That night when we left there, I say, well, you know, that's gonna be on you. I say, but and I turned to my sister again and I told her, I say, listen, I say, when tomorrow come, I come here and he done lit those turkey legs up. I said, I won't be serving no turkey legs that done set out all night on this thing right here, because you have to remember too that during this time when we walking away from here, this is about 6 o'clock in the afternoon. And so it's going to sit there from 6 o'clock in the afternoon up under a tent inside of a roaster that did not stay on. He turned the roaster off. If he would have kept it on all night long and kept it at a consistent temperature or whatever, maybe it would have sat better with me. But anyways, no. He leave it sitting up on the thing, roaster off and everything. This 6 o'clock in the afternoon, we loading up everything, getting ready to go home. Left it sitting right there to the next day. We go there the next morning. We get there around 6:30 the next morning. What he do? He crank it up for it to be sold to people. Turkey legs. People sometimes go to fairs and stuff just to get a smoked turkey leg. So, anyways, he done cranked it up, and so he want us to sell, and not only sell the turkey legs, but he want us to, you know, like every store like have their little pitch of like stuff they gonna sell for that day or whatever. But he want us to push the turkey legs. He put me up there in the front and him back there towards the back. Honey, everybody who came up there and asked for a turkey leg, I was leaning over the counter, slowly whispering to them, you don't want those turkey legs. He done left them up there all night long and he's still trying to sell them to people. So don't ask for the turkey legs. Anything you want, ask for it to be prepared fresh. I say, don't trust none of the rest of the stuff. And maybe I'm a sellout for doing that. But the thing is, I don't want nobody to do that to me. So I ain't finna do it to nobody. But I'm telling you, stuff like this is happening. So that was the next thing. That was the next thing that happened. Then you will see him grab on stuff. You will see him going around the tent and he'll go and use the bathroom and he don't come back and use no water, none of that stuff right there. It was just disgusting. So on the second day that this happened, and when I leave that at night, I told my sister, I said, listen, I said, I don't think I'm gonna be able to keep coming back here. I say, because it's just too much going on here, right? So she went back and told Don that I said I may not come back the next day. But remember, Don need me because I got the Safe Serve certifications. So we go back the next day, because Don now done said to me, he was like, no, it's going to get better. Things going to be different. This, that, and the other. And so we get there, and all day long as people coming through, he lying to me and saying, oh, this person asked for you to make their order because he trying to make me feel good about staying there and serving this food by saying that to people. And I know none of these people ain't really saying that. He trying to play on my nice side or whatever, right? So for the days that we done been there, and remember, I'm the one with the safe serve certification and all of that good stuff like that. So it was like, when we get off that day, I'm like, I can't do it no more. Just because several things like he was doing, he was touching people food and stuff with his hands, not washing it, coming over in my area and stuff, touching my area, asking people to come help me in my place. Well, I ain't need no help because I could run a whole restaurant run with 3 people in there if they the right 3 people. So I don't need no help in my area. I can keep up with mine, even if we got a busload of people. I work good in stressful situations like that. I know how to get it done. So, anyways, on that third day we get there and everything, and on this day I actually bring one of my little sons. Had asked, can he come to work with me, and I let him come there because I'm like, yeah, I could use him, so like he can keep like different stuff up off the floor or whatever. But he wanted to come there, he wanted to come to work with me, so I'm like, this is a good little thing for him. So he was in charge of like when we in the kitchen doing certain things and stuff, he can pick up and remind you, we on fairground area in Daytona Beach. So it was a little place for him, like him to run around, and the people was so in love with him and everything. He was getting his little tips from the people taking the trash off their table, but he wasn't asking them for anything. He had him a good little time. He wanted to keep coming. But anyways, several things kept coming up. Now, on this last day before I get ready to leave from them, he got sausages too that he's selling to the people. So now we don't cook these sausages, and when you cook sausages to a certain point, according to what kind of sausages they is, they'll blow up and they'll get big and sometimes split down the middle. So some of the sausages had done split and stuff down the middle, and I was like, again, we ain't got enough room in the refrigerator, but he don't want to throw none of this stuff away. He want to leave it sitting out again. So now this time when we leave, not only is we still got, because I told you I'm leaning over whispering to the people, hey, don't get those turkey legs because they ain't no good. This is now the third day that those turkey legs been sitting up there on the counter and they ain't sold. So if you were one of those people that was at Bike Week that weekend and you were paying like $6 and $7, probably upwards of $10 for one turkey leg, you were paying for a turkey leg that had done been sitting up there for 3 days, 3 full consecutive days, had not been refrigerated or anything, and you was paying that kind of money to get a smoked turkey leg. So those of you all so far that haven't gotten it, be careful of where you're getting your stuff from. Be careful, like you watch those people and make sure that they actually selling those products, because they're not just going to want to keep throwing that stuff in the garbage. They're going to want to save their money. Also, absolutely. And then another thing is that I thought about is out here in his yard, that the yard that I told you we went to collect all of the stuff that we supposed to take out there. I then come to the realization that this is the same Don that sell peanuts and stuff on the side of the road, right? So remind you, I said a few of the things that he had out there in the yard was onions, bell peppers, jalapeno peppers, and all of this stuff. All stuff that he used inside of his boiled peanuts. This is also a man that sit on the side of the road, and he have several stands of where you pull on the side of the road and buy peanuts from. Hence as to why I don't stop to know people on the side of the road, and kudos to those people who are doing the right thing on the side of the road. But if you would have seen his pots and stuff that he was cooking his peanuts and things in, do you know what? You ever been fishing before and you seen the barnacles that be on the side of the walls when you go and fish? Has anybody ever seen what a barnacle look like? I'm from here in Florida, so almost everybody in Florida know what a barnacle look like. We surrounded by water, by the beaches and everything, but we also do a lot of fishing. Barnacles is like little living things that attach to the side of it, kind of like a little shell or something like that. But when it's stuck, it's stuck. You have to like pretty much pry them off it. It's certain fish that pry those things off of there, whatever. This man ain't in the water. He had barnacles on the pots that he cook his boiled peanuts in, and he's selling to people on the side of the road. And I'm here to tell you that all of his food and stuff, his onions and everything, even though it was grossed out. I was grossed out by it. I've bought bell peppers and onions and stuff from the store, and I've kept the bell peppers in the bag too long, and then it get the smushy, and it'll get liquid in the bottom of the bag. It don't make the other peppers in the bag be spoiled. But sometimes if you leave a bell pepper in a bag in the shop, the little plastic bags that you get them from the store with, you can it'll spoil if you leave it sitting on the counter a long time. So I've seen that before, but I'm telling you, this is out in the yard, and flies and everything flying around and landing on this stuff. And this is what this man is going out here serving to the people. So now we go, and I can't go back on the 4th day. When my sister come back on the 4th day and we get ready to go over here, and mind you too, we riding an hour to work every day to go to this place to help this man sell this stuff at Bike Week. She come out of the house the next day, and I'm like, I was like, I ain't going today. I ain't feeling that. I can't do it. But of course, I'm getting the begging and stuff for me to go because I got the Safe Serve certification. I can't do it. Now, she was like, you should come to work today because he supposed to pay us today. And I said to my sister, I said, you know what, at this point right here, I don't even care if he don't pay me. I don't want to work there. I really don't even want the money because how nasty he is. And y'all, I'm telling y'all the gist of it because I can tell y'all some things that make you never ever want to eat out to nobody place ever again. But I'm just trying to give you like the little gist of it. And so she was like, well, you should come today because, get your money or whatever. And then she was trying to tell me about how much money she made me the other day. Listen, I like money. I ain't gonna even say I love it. I like money. I wish I could have more of it, but I ain't out here doing everything in the world to get it. No, I just ain't. It don't got me like that. No. The way she was like, girl, come get your money. Come go back and everything. I just couldn't see why she wasn't grossed out at this point. But anyways, I told her, no, I said, I ain't going or whatever. And I told my husband, I said, I'm not going back. I'm not going back to Don's job or whatever to help do nothing. And I said that I don't even care if he don't pay me. My husband was like, girl, you crazy as hell. He is going to pay you. And he's saying if he ain't going to pay it to you, he going to give it to me because you work for it or whatever. So I say, well, that's between you and Don then. So, anyways, Don comes by the house and Don is like, coming to ask like what happened or whatever. And he hands my husband the envelope. My husband walks in the house and he is like, hey, Don did X, Y, and Z. And I say, and just out of curiosity, I'm like, cause I meant what I said. I say, I ain't want the money. I didn't even want the money because I felt so disgusted about all of the different stuff that was going on there. Just slap disgusted, right? So just out of curiosity, I asked my husband, I say, how much money in that envelope? Mind you, I done been there for 3 days. So my husband pull out that envelope and he go to count the money. How much money is in that envelope? He tried me hard as ever. Tried me. In that envelope was $121. $121. And y'all, I can remember. Listen, don't let me have to pull the journal out for this one because I was journaling during this time. I got it all wrote down on a piece of paper. And if I forget some of the stuff that I said, when I open up the journal, when I open up my journal for this day right here, I'm going to go back and I'm going to tell y'all what all I was writing in the journal on this day because ain't nothing can tell the story like the journal did of what was going on this day. He had $121 in that envelope for 3 days. Are you crazy? I'm the one that got the self-serve certification. And I'm basically the one that the reason why you passed the inspection when the people came by. And I was there to like go over everything and make sure everything was like in place before the inspector and all of that stuff came. So I was like, really, he tried me. So everything in me was like, girl, don't worry about it because you said you didn't even want the money or no nothing. But no, I couldn't even hold my peace down. And I went out there because he was outside in our yard at that point. So I went outside and I was like, yeah, Don, you tried me with this $121. I know you got to be. I ain't never worked for nobody for 3 days in a row for $121. Not even when I was under the age of 18. You got to be out your mind. 3 days for $121. Nope. So anyways, I went out there and said what I had to say about that. And I told him, I said, he should have, for that right there, he should have kept the whole entire thing. But now it's between him and my husband. I just wanted to come out and speak my piece or whatever. And then he just kept apologizing for whatever it was. My husband kept $121 or whatever. It wasn't nothing but a thing. But I'm here to tell y'all be happily to go up to these people and spend your big money that they charging you for, because the price of what a turkey leg costs at the fairgrounds and bike week and all of that there stuff. You can go to the store and buy the whole pack and put your own turkey legs in the oven and smoke them your own self, or get that fake smoke stuff and do your own stuff. At least then you will know what you get. But some of these places ain't willing to lose no money to save your gut from getting food poisoning or whatever may come along with any of those situations or anything. But this story is one that reminds me of every time I walk by, because here in Florida, they well known, and probably other places, but I know about Florida. Everywhere you ride, every exit you get off of on the side of the highway, there's somebody there serving boiled peanuts. Child, y'all better start checking these people out, because what I saw there was absolutely disgusting. I wouldn't want nobody to do that to me, so I wouldn't do it to nobody. So I couldn't stay there for long. But and I hope people that are out there serving these meals to everybody, taking everybody money, but then you ain't taking care of them. What goes around comes around. So if you're doing it, somebody gonna probably do it to you. But it's up to us to be able to take care of our own self. A lot of people in stuff just for the money of it. They don't care about none of the other stuff that you got going on. All they want is the money that comes from that. You out there buying a box of pancake mix that costs $1.42, and you trying to make $20 off that one box of pancakes, which is absolutely absurd to me. If you can do it, to each his own. But I'm not into ripping people off in that type of way. Get your money how you get it or whatever, but I just think if you get your money in that way and you ripping people off and you doing them dirty at the same time, then woe to you. So y'all just put some thought into where you're getting your stuff from, because people don't necessarily care about you because they selling whatever it is that they may be doing. And then too, now if I laid eyes on Don or whatever, well, I haven't seen him in years and years and years. But the last time I seen him, he was walking and he had his whole butt out. Crack kills. Now let me stop. Yeah, but just this person doesn't even care about himself, let alone care about the people. That's people, be more cautious of where you're going to get your stuff from. And just because you out there with these people and this food is high price and everything, don't mean they know better than the McDonald's, the Burger King, Popeyes, or whatever it is that you're going to. Yeah, be more careful of what it is you serving you and your family. And I'll say, to end it, it's always better to grow your own, because in these days you don't even know what you're getting from the grocery store. They can tell you anything they want to tell you. But here over at Shauna's place, see, we continuously grow over here. We are called the high class gardeners over here at Life with Tashana, which just means we make sure we growing stuff all year round. I don't care if it's just the sweet potato down in the ground. We make sure we growing stuff over here. And the high class part just means we don't play with no snakes, no bugs, and no worms. And that's in real life. No snakes, no bugs, and no worms. We got other people to handle that type of stuff over here. But we make sure we growing. And the other thing that go along with it, we make sure that as our garden is growing, we grow along with our garden, which means our garden is manifesting the growth in our life. And if you're interested in growing a garden or point blank period growing in life, come over here and roll with the high class gardeners at Life with Tashana. But we do be all over the place. When I say all over the place, we be all over the place talking about everything, all kinds of things. That's why I can't understand why people love to come to dirty New York and eat downtown. Oh my goodness. Yeah, my husband cannot stand to eat out. If you ask him, you want to go, if you ask him, do he want to go out to eat, child, he don't care nothing about it. I don't even invite him. Like if we going out somewhere to eat or whatever, I don't even extend no invite. I just say to him, you want me to bring you something back? And most of the time he like, no, because so sometimes we can say we gonna get, we going out to eat somewhere, and I still end up having to cook or something to get him straight or whatever. But life, yay, Miss Coffee. All right, see, Miss Coffee growing. Miss Coffee growing. We all growing in different ways in each one of our lives. Some of us starting processes, some of us ending processes, and some of us are getting ready to walk. You either starting, stopping, or getting ready. You just left out of one, or you're getting ready to go into one. Process is all throughout life. Over here, all we want to do is plant some stuff and look at it so we can see where it is that we actually growing, and claiming that we growing and glowing along with what we growing over here. And I'm here to tell you, anything that you get out of the store don't compare to nothing that you put your hands on in your own garden and grew. Even if I gave you one of my eggs that we have here, the egg from here out of my yard versus the egg that you bought out of the grocery store, I guarantee you pick the egg that I give to you, because it's fresh. Y'all going to the store getting organic stuff, it's just like walking up to that stand there at the I'm in Orlando, Florida. Just like I told you, you walking up to Dunn and you paying $10, $15 for a turkey leg, and you don't even know that turkey leg been sitting up there on the counter for 3 days straight, but you stayed there purchasing it, and you walking off all happily eating it, and you don't know what's been growing inside of that. That probably had a couple of things growing that you don't want to grow. So, and don't be scared of the disappointment. I know a lot of people scared of stuff, but I got a friend on here. Her name is Yo Thoughts, and she's also one of my moderators. She said one day last week, if you're a lazy gardener and you don't know how to do it, get you a pack of seeds or 2 or 3 and put them in your hand and shake them up and throw them on the ground somewhere where your lawnmower ain't going to grow, and let it grow by its own self. At least you will have something you can fall back on. But y'all, stay prepared, stay ready, so you don't have to get ready, because we don't know what's coming. And on top of that, going to pay $10, $15 for a turkey leg is also better to go and buy your own pack, and just you'll save some money that way. That stuff is expensive, and you don't know what you're getting from behind that counter or whatever. But we are interested in nothing but growing over here, whatever the situation be. It can be the worst of the worst situation. All we interested is in learning how we can grow from that situation, because we all gonna have them, trust and believe. But we interested in how we can grow from said situation and move forward and turn that into whatever. And over here too, we believe if I planted a strawberry, that's what I'm expecting to get, a strawberry. Don't go out there and plant no cabbage and then you standing there expecting to get no cabbage from it, because it don't work like that. Which is also a thought of, be careful of what seeds you planting. And when I say that, we talking about it in a different kind of way. Not the seeds you plant in your life to grow food with, but the seeds you plant, like the way you do things to other people. This is a seed that Don planted too. If he planting those kinds of seeds and he doing people like that, that's paying that kind of money for food and all of that stuff, that's a seed that he planted. And that's the seed, what he planted is what he gonna have to harvest. And what you harvest is what you have to eat. So be careful of what seed you put in the ground, because you got to eat from that seed. And that's in real life and in the garden. So I thank you all for being here over here with Life with Tashana, where you never know what you're gonna get. I be all over the place, y'all. But I love conversations. I love when people write stuff in the chat. I love to answer back. Usually I go down the thing and I read every single thing that people type in the chat. But today is a little bit of a different day. I didn't even expect to be come back live again today, but somebody asked me about this story right here today. So I said, let me come back and tell about this story at Bike Week. So y'all, if it's happening at Bike Week, it's happening in a whole bunch of places. They say nothing new under the sun. So y'all be careful out there. And until the next story, y'all be blessed. Have a good day.